Before we start, please make sure to like this video and hit this subscribe button, so you never miss a story like this. And also comments where you are watching from, how many sons and daughters you have. Thanks. My hands trembled as I watched strangers unload furniture into my living room, my own son standing beside them, smiling. I stood on my own porch, bags in hand, the autumn wind biting my cheeks. I inserted my key into the front door, my door. But it wouldn't turn. Again, I tried, jiggling the lock. Nothing. Then came the voice. "Oh, are you the maid my son mentioned?" a woman asked, sipping coffee from my favorite mug. My heart stopped. Behind her stood my son, Adam, in a suit and tie, hands in his pockets like he was waiting for a cab. His eyes met mine and, nothing. Not a flicker of guilt. "What's going on?" I demanded. He stepped forward. "Mom, listen. I meant to talk to you. We decided it was best if Priya's parents moved in here." "We decided?" He sighed. "You always said family comes first." I stared at him in disbelief. "This is my house, Adam. I built it with your father. Every brick. Every nail." "Yeah, well, things change. They need it more now." The world spun. That was the moment I realized, my own son had chosen them over me. But I wasn't leaving. Not without answers. Not without a fight. Warning: if your child ever took advantage of you in the name of love, keep reading. This story will shake you. Speech balloon comment: unbelievable if you'd never forgive this betrayal. I pushed past them and stormed into my living room. New curtains. My photos were placed with theirs. A whole new family in my space. "You can't just give them my house," I shouted. Adam kept his voice calm. "Legally, it's not yours anymore." "What?" He pulled out a folder from his bag. "You signed over power of attorney last year, remember? When you had that fall? That was temporary, just for medical decisions." He shrugged. "Well, Priya's dad knew a lawyer. They made it official." I could barely breathe. "Why would you do this?" I whispered. "Because they offered to pay for our future home. Priya's inheritance depends on them having property in their name. And, well, this one made sense. I was a transaction. A stepping stone." "You used me," I said, barely able to speak. "They needed a place. You live alone." It was practical. Practical. That word cut deeper than any knife. I stepped outside, numb, standing on the porch where I'd once rocked Adam to sleep. And I swore, this wasn't over. Exclamation mark: what would you do if your own child sold your legacy? Fire comment: get it back, if you believe justice is still possible. Backhand index pointing right. Chapter 3, The Lawyer Who Knew My Late Husband, and a Clause That Changed Everything. Chapter 3, The Letter Hidden in the Attic. I spent that night at a neighbor's house, shaking with rage. By morning, I was at the law office of a man I hadn't seen in 20 years, Thomas Redford, my late husband's old friend. He remembered me instantly. "Clara, what's happened?" he asked, seeing my face. I told him everything. "Adam. Priya. The fake power of attorney." He frowned. "Your husband left a clause in the house deed. He once mentioned he didn't trust modern ambition." He opened his files. And there it was: no ownership transfer may occur until Clara Bennett is deceased or gives written and witnessed consent. My signature on that recent file? It wasn't witnessed. And it didn't match. "This is fraud," he said. My blood boiled. "What do we do?" He leaned forward. "We fight. In court. And Clara? We will win." I left the office with a plan and hope for the first time in days. The courtroom was cold. Adam sat across from me, flanked by Priya and her smug father. They barely glanced my way. Thomas presented the clause. The fake signature. The unverified transfer. The judge's eyebrows raised. Adam wouldn't look up. When it was my turn to speak, I stood tall. I gave everything to raise my son. This house is all I have left. And now I'm being erased from it? Silence. The judge asked Adam, "Did you know about this clause?" He hesitated. No. I mean, Priya's father handled the paperwork. The judge leaned forward. Then you let your greed blind you, Mr. Bennett. I rule in favor of Clara Bennett. The house is hers. All transfers are nullified. I held my breath, and tears fell silently. Adam still wouldn't look up. Balance scale justice may be slow, but it always comes. A month later, I stood alone outside the house. My house. The curtains were mine again. The photos too. But something inside me had shifted. I didn't want to live in a place full of betrayal. So I sold it. For double what it was worth. With the money, I bought a seaside cottage. Quiet. Peaceful. Far from courts, contracts, and Adam. I left him a letter. I loved you more than anything. But love without respect is hollow. I hope one day you'll understand what you lost. I never got a reply. But sometimes, losing a child to their choices is better than losing yourself to their manipulation. And as the ocean breeze kissed my face, I smiled. Free. Broken heart, have you ever had to walk away from someone you raised? Speech balloon comment, I chose me if you believe peace is better than pleasing others. Repeat button, share this with someone who needs to know, you're allowed to take your power back. Push pin follow for more real-life justice stories that remind you, you're not alone.